Heyo peeps, Aeon the Weeb here, aka Aeon XII, your local friendly neighborhood gunbreaker guy. So, as you know, I like anime, if it wasn't already obvious from my name, and I like MMOs. So it follows that one of my all-time favorite anime is Log Horizon, a show where MMO gamers are transported into a world resembling the very game they play. However, I've always wondered if other MMO players would find the show accurate. So, today, I have gathered 3 Final Fantasy XIV PvP streamers to react to fight scenes from the show and give us their thoughts. Is Log Horizon a show for real gamers, or is it just made up nonsense? Without further ado, please enjoy.
Hi, my name's Hyrule. I stream mainly Final Fantasy XIV PvP content. So my experience with PvP currently is with Final Fantasy XIV. I mainly play ranked Crystalline Conflict, as well as Frontlines and Rival Wings when I get a chance. In the past, I've played various games, including Overwatch, WoW PvP, even a bit of League of Legends. So I've got quite a bit of, I guess, diverse experience in the PvP scene. Done a little bit of everything.
Hi, I'm Yankee. I'm a happy-go-lucky puppy girl VTuber. I play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV and obviously in a PvP mode known as Crystalline Conflict. My highest rank for PvP Crystalline Conflict is Crystal in Seasons 1 and 2.
Hey guys, I'm Census, or Census Nero in game. I'm a FF14 PvP streamer. I got a T40 last season on Dragoon. Prior to swapping over to 14, I mainly played WoW as my main game. Mainly did arena PvP in that. I got rank 1 Gladiator while I played in a couple Glad titles, and for those that are unfamiliar with rank 1 is in WoW, it means you ended a PvP season in the top 0.1% of the ladder. These days, like I mentioned, I'm mainly a PvP streamer for 14, mainly focused on Crystalline Conflict. A couple of the jobs that I play in CC include Dragoon, Ninja, Machinist, and Samurai.
So, with 3 of our PvPers assembled, how will they react to Log Horizon's PvP scenes?
Is it looking like a Garlemald kind of area? Just the destroyed city and everything? So is this character like a white mage? Is he like a healer? Or a wizard? Okay. So we got a ninja, a dancer, a warrior, or actually that could be a samurai, huh? Let's see. Samurai and a black mage. Yeah, you can, I mean, you see the chakrams on, I guess, like dancer type class. There's a paladin, there's your paladin right there. Hopefully this paladin knows how to use cover.
The typical PvPer, just in it for the thrill of battle.
Oh, what are you guys doing? Never go into a 2v5.
Yeah, imagine focusing the tank. Couldn't be me.
Okay, there's a route. Okay, so that's like a taunt. HP and MP gauge. Very similar to 14. So Enchanters seems like it's sort of similar to like Summoner and Scholar, I guess?
Yeah, a lot of crowd control effects going out, which, you know, makes a lot of sense, especially in PvP.
Oh, that's like a black mage sleep right there. That's cool. Oh, okay, she's like a assassin job, so ninja essentially.
戦闘に夢中で HP 管理も仲間の状態確認もできなかったお前たちのプレイなんて
This just seems like your typical CC team. Lack of coordination, people trying to do their own thing, everyone wanting to be the protagonist.
Complete attitude change. Oh, rip.
And assassinate. GG. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. Go down fighting. That was a really fun scene to watch. There's a few things that really come to mind. First off, a lot of crowd control effects go off during that fight. It really drives home the point how important crowd control is in PvP, just to be able to lock your opponents down. And of course with that, it seemed that they weren't able to cleanse those effects themselves, right? They had to have a support or a healer to do it, except the enemy, their healer was put to sleep at the beginning, so they were kind of out of luck after that happened. The amount of crowd control effects, it was actually really impressive, because it does simulate how PvP is in really most games. Most builds have a lot of crowd control built into them for that specific reason.
I think most people will be oblivious to the ambush, and if you call your targets correctly, that would actually really help. They were saying, I see 4 people visually, meaning that there could be other people that are hidden in the ambush, and I think that's a pretty good strategy and good communication skill with your team. As for the enemy team, I think they were to tunnel vision in what they see in front of them.
In Crystalline Conflict in particular, it's definitely a numbers game, but if you have, say a 3v5 on point, right? And the team with 5, they're all hitting different targets. There's no coordinated attack on one specific kill target. The 3v5, the team with only 3 can has the opportunity to kind of turn that around if they can focus their burst and focus their assault on one character.
It's very interesting because he's got support spells, but he also seems to have some level of offensive magic, maybe. But a lot of CC, honestly, he'd be closer to some sort of support mage or scholar. Is kind of what I see him as. A very, very tactician type job there to just support and do some level of damage.
Well, based on the gear themselves, it looks like a regular paladin, with the big old heavy armor and the shield.
But in this case, unlike Final Fantasy where it's, sword and shield, you're a paladin, very much resembles more of your typical warrior or berserker, using battle shouts to maybe apply CC onto your opponents and then just smacking them with your sword.
That one character that had the chakrams, that's pretty much like Dancer in Final Fantasy XIV. The assassin character, that's pretty much like Ninja in FF14, came in with the assassinate at the end. Obviously that is in 14, you have assassinate from Ninja in 14. And if you want to compare it to WoW 2, WoW, you have an ability called Shadow Strike, which is kind of similar. Shadow Strike, Ambush, whatever you want to call it. It used to be Ambush, but it's Shadow Strike now. But yeah, there was quite a few similarities there, man. And I thought that was really neat. And of course you had the HP and MP gauge, and that's pretty much exactly what 14 has.
Based on what I saw, it seems like it should be mostly balanced. I will say that the one spell that Shiro casts, the Thorns, it seems like a pretty OP spell to be able to lock someone down, and then every time they get hit, they take 1,000 additional damage without that effect breaking. That was actually pretty crazy, honestly. That being said, had they noticed that their healer got crowd control, they probably could have turned that situation back around, but they just kind of, like this happens in a lot of PvP games, they kind of ignore the fact that they have a healer and don't pay any attention to them, so the healer kind of gets CC'd and then isn't able to help them out at all when they need it.
You just see what's in front of you and you aren't aware of your surroundings. And if you're too focused on what's in front of you, you will miss the other enemies behind you. If you have good communication skills and great target calls, then yes, I can see that is definitely similar to how it was with the main character calling the targets correctly.
Here's the difference between the two teams in this fight, right? One decides to go all in on the tank. while Shiro puts their healer to sleep first to take that out of the equation, and then focuses on locking down the individual DPS afterwards, which is a much better tactic in any PvP scenario.
You know, they used the sleep on the healer, so the healer couldn't heal their team back up, so that was like, you know, pretty much a good cross CC there.
You know, if you don't keep the healers in check, you know, you might be attacking like a DPS or even worse, a tank, and their health isn't gonna deplete at all because the healers are just on point.
When it comes to like LP, and if we're talking about WoW, if you're doing like 3v3 arenas, everything is coordinated, everything is discussed, and you have a strategy in mind every single go that you have, right? So, you know, if we want to talk about CC, at the beginning of the match, you're talking with your team, okay, who are we gonna take out first? Who are we gonna try to cross CC to make that kill happen and get the momentum flowing in our favor? And similar with WoW, you know, you're gonna have a discussion in the starter room. It's like, okay, say, you know, I'm playing RMP, that's Rogue Mage Priest in WoW. You know, I'll be like to my team, all right, I'm gonna sap this enemy, and we're gonna stun the healer and have our first go on this enemy, right? So you're already coordinating with your team in the starter room, like what the plan is at the start of the game.
How would I change the tactics that were employed by the MC? I'm actually not quite sure because I am not very tactic oriented. I'm more like that, the ambushers, because I get tunnel vision.
I'd say Shiro's group did a good job. I really have nothing that I would change in regard to like what they did as far as handling that situation. When it came to the ambush party though, you know, obviously they came in super cocky. They didn't really have any strat in mind. They kind of just charged in without thinking or, you know, coming up with any sort of strategy, and it backfired on them. So I would definitely, if I was the ambushing party, I'd definitely take a step back and be like, okay, what can we do to not have that happen again?
They could have, at the very least, instead of immediately casting CC onto the tank, they could have gone for Shiro first, right? Locked him down instead, which is what they should have done, and then worry about the tank second. Again, they would eventually maybe find out about the assassin, but at least if they take the support out of the picture first, they have a lot better chance of winning that fight.
Get good, skill issue.
I say a 5 out of 10, because you can't really communicate in Final Fantasy XIV. You just kind of push buttons to tell people what they are, and they're only presets.
Let's go with a 9.5. Honestly, I kind of want to give it a 10, but I'll give it a 9.5. It honestly, like, I think they do a really good job of representing PvP. Like I said, the amount of crowd control effects that go out in this scene is just so accurate to PvP in pretty much any game that you play. Crowd control effects are just like centered around PvP builds in general. It's just so important to be able to lock players down in order to take them out.
I give it an 8 out of 10. I think everything was pretty accurate. I think the only thing that was a little bit weird was the warrior taunt ability, but that's just because I've never seen anything like it before, and just thinking about how it would work in an actual PvP environment, I just don't think it would work super well. But yeah, everything else was solid. 8 out of 10.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to see more, please comment and like the video to let me know. If you're interested in anime and gaming content, then consider subscribing to my channel. I also stream over at twitch.tv/AeonXII, where I play a variety of games including Final Fantasy XIV, Elden Ring, Persona 3 Reload, Tekken, and many other games. Alright everyone, take care of yourselves and stay frosty. See ya!